need the superstars like Palmer, Foden, these
man that are not going. He's talking about these man that are not going. I'm thinking he's going to be talking about stars like, I don't know, like Cunha and all these men. He's talking about guys that aren't even on a plane, man. That guys that are watching from a trophy.
Welcome back to another episode of Class of 90s.
We're back.
It's been a minute again and we're going into a big one, World Cup season.
World Cup, baby. Come on, man. We're live. It's time for the World Cup, man.
Finals, I think the finals is tough to call in, I'll be honest. I think I've got certain teams that I think will be in that semi-final batch. And my picks for them are like England,
Okay.
France,
England, a bit obvious.
Spain and Portugal.
France as well.
I think they're going to be in the semi-finals. Gara. And then in the finals, England's got one for us.
So France, Spain, did you say Portugal?
Portugal.
Who else?
France, Spain, Portugal, England.
Okay, France, Spain, Portugal, England. I think that's strong. I think there are a few teams that could break into that. Like I look at Argentina, obviously they've got the experience from actually winning the World Cup. I think a lot of people forget about that.
Yeah, but are they going to do something like that? Was Messi. If you watch the highlights of that World Cup, Messi carried them.
No, he did. But they are a good team, and I think what people forget that when it comes to World Cup is that the team that are most cohesive, the team that are strongest, that play as a team, those are the ones that go further. It's not about the individuals, because I've seen big stars in some of these countries, and they fail sometimes, So, but I do think that's a strong.
The same way that's true. These international teams only need one player,
one
superstar to get them through.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think these teams with the superstar players are going to do better than. Yeah, we've got a good squad and like everyone's playing, which is what I think is going to be England's problem.
Yeah,
They've gone through this whole our team's on vibes, our team's a good squad. I think you needed the Mavericks, you need the superstars like Palmer, Foden, these men that are not going.
He's talking about these men that are not going. I'm thinking he's going to be talking about stars like, I don't know, like Cunha and all these men. He's talking about guys that aren't even on a plane, man. That guys that are watching from a trophy.
My two picks are, I think it's going to be a repeat of the Euros final, England and Spain.
Okay, so I'm actually going, towards the same direction. So I'm going Spain, but I'm going Spain and Portugal in the final. I think Portugal, similar to how you were talking about how Argentina played for Messi, I think Portugal are going to come in and they're going to play for Ronaldo because they want to make him the GOAT as well. And I think with some of the players they have that are currently in form, like they've got world-class players especially in that midfield where it's the most needed. They've got Bruno, who's on form, scoring goals and assists literally in his last 6 games. I think he's got 6 contributions. He's on form. You got Vitinha and Neves, who have literally just come back from winning back-to-back Champions League, world-class players. So I think if those three can really connect, I think Portugal are going to be a big problem. And obviously they got a big man up front as well. So I'm just hoping that he's going to be more of a contributor than a hindrance to their attack. So let's see, man. He might be on that homeland dictatorship shit. I hope he's not, but let's see.
Portugal's biggest foe is Roberto Martinez. That's why they can't win it, innit? He's not good enough, man.
I agree.
He made the Belgian golden.
He did. No, you're right.
Ronaldo's international career with a poor performance in the World Cup. But if they do it for Ronaldo, I'll be happy for them still.
Should we talk about Spain first? Why do you think Spain?
Yeah, and you know what it is? I think you can talk about them in the same breath because both 2-star players play in La Liga, innit? And I think it's a matter of which one out of Yamal and Mbappe is going to have the bigger tournament. Because those are I think England will be there, but in the other semi-finals, I think France or Spain, one of the two will be in that final, innit? And I just went for Spain over France because I think Yamal's going to have a I'm him tournament, innit? Where he's really trying to show, I'm the best teenager that there's ever been.
I agree. And that's why I've got him amongst, some of the individual awards, but we'll get into that later.
How old is Jamal? 18, 17?
I think he's just turned
18 now.
18 or 19?
Yeah, and all of these, the best young players, the Messi, Maradona, even Mbappe, they had that World Cup.
Yeah, and this is his first World Cup as well, so he's got a point to prove. I'm seeing quotes where he's saying he's going to grow a beard if he wins it.
Bro, he's feeling himself as well,
and
doing
that
YouTube
guy.
and dropping vlogs. He thinks he's going to have
he's
a World
that guy
Cup
for sure.
He's going to drop a documentary about kind of thing, so I put my money on him still. He's confident.
So you're going Spain and France.
Spain and England.
Spain
France
and England,
can't
sorry.
get in there.
Yeah, of course they can't. Yeah.
I don't know. It's too much now.
I think France are a good team, but are they all good? They're a good team full of superstars. But like I said, with a tournament, especially like a World Cup, it's the teams that are very intertwined. They can play together. You look at like the Brazilian team, full of the Robinhos, the Ronaldos, the flipping what's this guy's name, Robinho as well, that was playing for them. So many superstars, and I think they were all superstars, but at the same time they could all play together, which is why at the same, those guys dominated the World Cup, right? But I just feel like with teams like France, they're really good, but is their defense going to help them, especially in a World Cup where all of these teams are technical and all teams can score against each other? You have smaller teams like, if you buck a team like Ivory Coast at some point, they're going to be a threat, whether it's like a Ghana, for example. So there's going to be all these different teams. So I just think that Spain and Portugal just makes sense for me, because I look at how everything's set up. I look at the format and what both teams are willing to play for, and I just see both of them in the final. But let's see. You never know. You never know
about the Spain-Portugal final that it doesn't have enough It doesn't have enough to
doesn't
it.
Matter. I saw Spain versus
too European.
I remember seeing Spain versus Netherlands. I was thinking it was too European, but those were pretty good teams. Like the Netherlands in that tournament, I think they beat some big teams just to get there. So let's see, man. Let's see. So I'll go first. Listen, the United fans, no, I'm not coming my agenda.
Don't put it so guessing who he's going to be.
Yeah, so I'm going Bruno Fernandes, the Portuguese Magnifico. Of course, I'm going for him. He's on super red hot form at the moment. He scored, I think he's added up like a GA at least in the last 6 games. He's just on fire.
You think Fernandes is the superstar in that Portuguese team? You think he's even going to be the best player for Portugal?
I believe so, yeah, because he's going to supply the person who's going to score, and he's going to score himself as well.
Yeah, but he's not the only one supplying, innit? Vitinha will supply, Neves will supply.
But remember, those guys are more deep lining midfielders. And the thing is, playing with those guys is going to be brilliant for Bruno, because they're going to feed him. And you know how Bruno is. If you give him the ball, he'll create chances. If you put him in those opportunities, in those pockets where he can really punish teams, he'll punish teams so easily. So I think with those two behind him, feeding him the ball, it could be chaotic for a lot of teams.
I hear the logic in it, but I don't know, innit? I don't know if Bruno looks as influential in amongst players that are good or even better than him potentially, innit? Where it's like he's not way better than anyone in that team, innit? So it's like you're not going to be as important. You're not going to be the big man.
But that's what I'm saying. Playing together, it doesn't need to be about him. But playing together, I think with the way Bruno is, he's such a stat padder where I can see him like getting a goal or an assist in like every other game. Like he's in that red hot form. And in some tournaments, they'll be like, he's got the most GAs and he's got to the final, for example. Here it is. I'm telling you, like, watch this space.
My pick is probably it's Lamine Yamal still. I was gonna say maybe player of the tournament's a bit too much for him, but I actually think he's gonna have that tournament, and he's the teenager that everyone's gonna be looking at like, right, he really showed up, he is him. And it's just gonna be, if Spain don't get it to the final, then I think someone like Mbappe might have it, but I think it has to be a maverick, and I don't know if Bruno Fernandes is enough of a superstar to get that kind of thing in it.
Yeah.
Whereas Yamal, it's that kind of, so the player that makes you get up off his feet. The player that's
I hear it. I definitely agree. Listen, Yamal's...